Welcome back to a second time. On this time now, we lost Enortap. It's happening about this. We'll see if we can get him live with me. Mr. Enortap is back in the house. Welcome back, Mr. Enortap. I don't know what happened again.
It doesn't want us to be together tonight. That's it.
I don't know, but welcome back, everybody. Here we go. With this, welcome back to Habs Weekly Recap with the hockey coach, Coach Frenchy, for before control talent. And we have the co-host, Mr. Enortap, join me live for an amazing, great show of the Habs Weekly Recap. We welcome everybody earlier. So we have to welcome everybody back. If not, that will be fine. Mr. Enortap, we have Gary Conroy in the house. Luciano knocked the door. Shucks in the house tonight. Steve G is in the house. No cheese, by the way. That's the problem here. Sébastien, we have Léon Renaud. Léon Renaud is in the house. We saw Nicolas earlier. RJ Calabro, Sébastien is in the house. And we have Nicolas back again. Here we go. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like button. We're going to go through what we get, Mr. Enortap. If you have any technical problem, guys, let us know. L'ancienne vidéo a-t-il été supprimée? Oui, mon Nicolas, on l'a déjà supprimé pour passer à celui-là présentement. Donc, c'est arrivé de ce côté-là. Mr. Randy Walkman is in the house. Mr. Randy, thanks to be with us. We just talked about you a little bit earlier at the show number 1. Now we move on to show number 2. We said, I think, Randy, we need to believe on you now. I believe your Calgary are not good. But we'll see what's happening about that. Gary Conroy is the first goal of the 24 Gallagher this season. Luc Lafontaine is in the house. The Propane Power Internet is in Thailand about this. What happening, Joseph? We have no clue. But I always said something. What happening? Is that the problem? I don't know. So when I go live here, I not delete, but I shut down all the other things, the internet, the browser, email, text message, everything around this. And I forgot to close my browser on my Chrome. My Safari was off, but not my Chrome. And I have about 7, 8 windows open. Could be the problem. I don't know. But Mr. Enortap, that's maybe I feel like it could happen there. So
yeah, it could be a browser problem.
Yeah.
But the important thing is we're back on.
Here we go. That's the most important thing, Mr. Enortap. We have Roy is in the house. Welcome back, Roy, again for the second time. C'est toi qui as supprimé c'est moi, Nicolas, pour passer à le nouveau ici. Donc, c'est la raison pourquoi on a fait ça. About that. So, thanks so much, everybody. Don't forget to click on like. We're going to go through the people we got tonight. It is what it is. It's happened at some time. But good thing about this, Mr. Enortap, we have a couple of news to talk about. The Montreal Canadiens, of course, we're going to review the week. We're going to talk about fun news, injuries. We'll talk about the Montreal Canadiens prospect, who's doing well, doing not well, the Laval Rocket. And then we're going to preview the Montreal Canadiens. We have a really busy week next week. 4 games for the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to see all your prediction for the Montreal Canadiens last week. And your prediction for Saturday is going to be live to you guys Wednesday. And, of course, Friday next week. So we're going to talk about that. And that's pretty much what we got tonight, Mr. Enortap, on the program of the weekly report recap of the Montreal Canadiens. So that's what we got. Joseph is all right. Won the game, Joseph. I agree with you. It's your turn tonight for technical difficulty, coach. Yeah, it is something. It's happened about that one over there. Seattle said that Burakovsky out for 4 or 6 weeks with Uber injury. I agree with you about that one there. Cole Caulfield, great answer last night to a very dumb question from the media about that one over there. We said earlier, Mr. Enortap, before we start, we said McDavid is out 1 or 2 weeks. We talk about Edmonton Oilers. Nothing's going on over there. And Evander Kane, an uppercut to the coach and the Edmonton Oilers. I don't know what's going to happen the next couple of days, but not looking good in Edmonton, Mr. Enortap.
You know what? In all fairness, Edmonton always tends to get off the slow starts, but it isn't so much the slow start. It's it's that general feeling you get that there's something foul in the change room,
The
and
vibes, right? The feel, the vibe,
yeah,
the
the vibes.
disconnection left and right right now. We don't know. I don't know honestly what's going on.
Exactly.
But yeah, a disconnection between everything and see. It's still early in
But
the season, guys. At the end of the day, it's still early, but it's not like you want to
yeah,
start. You want to start the season on the right way, and not looking good about that. But again,
like those Detroit Red Wings, you want to start like that.
you're absolutely about that. Talking about the Detroit Red Wings, I'm going to give you a consolation prize for the Edmonton Oilers. Mr. Tap. I select my sim lottery, and the Edmonton Oilers guys select McLean Celebrini. They won the lottery of the 2024, and that's opinion about that one there. But Mr. Tap, when you think about those selections in front of us, not about we joke about Edmonton, but
Oof.
the four player you need that right now you have Celebrini, Elzerman,
Yeah.
Dimitrov, and Lev Shinov. One thing you have to remember: there are three winger over there, three forward. And then you have a defenseman. But when I'm a little bit concerned, look the size: only 6 foot, 6 foot, and 5'11".
Right. Exactly. But I mean, 6 foot is not small. It's
No,
just not the kind of size you would like to see, especially a winger. Um, but the key thing is it's going to be interesting because I think we're looking at about 4 or 5 good forwards and 4 or 5 really good defensemen that are going to climb up and sort of mix in the ranking as the year goes along. And some teams will draft defensemen early for their purposes. And so, could that drop a good solid forward lower so that Montreal gets that much needed winger that they've been after for a while now? It's possible. So we'll have to stay tuned and see what happens. And hopefully they'll try to pick up another first round pick, and that would help situation a little bit.
yeah, like I said, a bottom five would be amazing. That one there, the Finland.
Yeah,
We talk about the Finland players. Also, we could be in the top 10. Talk another Russian players, a big winger, 6'3" right now.
Demidov.
Yeah, that's the one. You have a couple of defensemen. The brother, Lane Hudson, if you want to go with Cole Hudson, you can get him if you want to. Maybe a little bit later in the chat. It's good thought. 190 look. Oh, yeah, I don't say it, but, what I was trying to compare is like last year, right? Other effect better, but Fantilli, Carlson, they are big body, right? They are 6'2", 6'3". That
Yeah.
was my
Yeah.
point behind that. It was not about they are not small like Bedal, but I'll just give you an example. Tampa Bay is at
Yeah.
the ends a game last night. Trade at Tampa. You know what? Everybody talk about that where they are. You watch left and right. They're not looking Tampa, looking Montreal. They're looking Washington Capitals. That's
Slow.
what they're looking for.
Yeah.
That's what they try to figure out with Washington Capitals or not Montreal Canadiens. Because at the end of the day, Montreal Canadiens have nothing to give them. If you want to come to watch Primo in Montembeau, wasn't a good night to see that. It was Jake Allen between the pipe. And I don't see any other player Montreal can helping them right now. But it's normal, guys. GM go to where they are born and they stop by to watch the game. They have nothing again that park over there, but I don't see a trade between Montreal and the Tampa Bay Lightning. At least it's involved Montembeau, but Tampa have nothing in return to give.
That's the key. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
that's the unfortunately that's the thing that we have to consider. It's not just about making a deal, it's what assets do they have in return. And
yeah,
right now
absolutely about that.
they're a bit slim with their picks.
Yeah, absolutely about that one there. So we'll see what we got, Mr. Otep. So let's move on with the show tonight. We have something. Of course, Montreal Canadiens has only week are 1-1-0 after a disaster game again in Minnesota Wild. Like everybody was negative and everything. I think it's only week, Mr. Otep, all week until yesterday. But again, we have 2W, and I know Sebastien is excited about Gallagher and Montreal Canadiens, but we beat two teams are going to be at the bottom five right now. The Washington Capitals and the Chicago Blackhawks. So until we don't play this week, we play now Buffalo, we play New Jersey, and then we
Jersey.
play
Yeah.
Columbus, right? And this is going to be interesting for them this week. This is the way where we're going to see what we figure out compared to those teams. So, yes, great, because you need those W, but we have to relax a little bit. Missing the top, Washington not looking good.
No, they're looking slow, and it's not too dissimilar. I know you don't want to hear it, Coach, but it's not too dissimilar than the Pittsburgh, as I call them, the geriatrics, but the Pittsburgh Penguins. The speed finally catches up to them by about the third period, and that's where we're seeing a lot of the collapse in these kind of teams. And it was a good effort. I thought it was a good effort by Washington yesterday. I thought that Jake Allen really was solid in net. Both goals, you can tell that there was a tendency they had practiced to try to avoid that one timer from Ovechkin, feeling that he would get his share of shots, and he did. I think he had about 5 or 6 shots on net. But you got to give Ovechkin credit, because when he got that puck on the 2 goals, he didn't shoot it. He waited for everybody to shift over to the right, and then he made a perfect pass. They were almost identical types of goals, and they caught everybody off guard, including the defenseman who should have been covering Strome at that point. And these are little things that they have to learn from, and they will. I saw a lot of improvements last night in their game, including the special teams. Again, they're not great, but they were better than what they were the day before when they played Minnesota.
You're absolutely right about that. I agree with you for sure. A couple of news about Montreal Canadiens injury update. Caden Coley still 1 to 2 weeks, but he already skating with Adam Nicola. I'm not sure he's going to be on the road with the team. The team's going to be leaving. I don't know. They already left today, so I don't know if Coley was in the plane or not. For face to the Buffalo Sabres tomorrow night. We're going to be live 7 o'clock Eastern time, by the way. Could be that, we know, end of the season, obviously, for could be that. And then Christian Levarec wear the red jersey, contact jersey, but we know he cannot return in before the beginning of the November because he is already on the long-term injury reserve. But
That's right.
we expect him to be returned with the Montreal Canadiens. So this concludes all the injury around the Montreal Canadiens. We don't have anything at that moment for them, and definitely before we move to the game, we have 2 news during the week. The biggest news: the Montreal Canadiens called up Joel Armia. After the game, Laval Rocket, but it was Saturday morning. It was the news. Armia is going to be with the Montreal Canadiens on the road. And then we have Philippe Mazar returning with the Rangers, the Kitchener Rangers and the OHL. Mazar left the team, so he's going to be with the OHL for the upcoming season. And that's what we got so far. Sharks is in the house. And the house, thanks so much, Sharks, to be with us. Now we have honestly, the recap game, guys, for the Montreal Canadiens, again, the Washington Capitals, the 3-2. And sometimes we don't talk too much. Of course, next week with 4 games, we have more things to talk about, Mr. Enortap, when we go to weekly recap. But because we're only 2 games, the Tuesday usually, but we do the locker room report the Wednesday, so we can talk about those games prior to that. But the Sunday we talk about usually around the week, but we can talk more about the game happening for the Montreal Canadiens yesterday. W barely, but we have to count this as a W. That's happening, Mr. Enortap. So we're going to bring you to another graphic so we can talking about the game recap about that one. And then, of course, the Montreal Canadiens put a score of 3-2. Mr. Enortap, again, the Washington Capitals. And before you talk, always said one more thing here. That Jake Allen was the first star of the game, Mr. Enortap. Stop at 939. And congratulations, 31 of the 33 puck he faced again, the Washington Capitals. So great performance overall for Mr. Jake Allen. So let's go.
Absolutely.
Move on. Talk about the game.
Yeah, well, again, as I was mentioning earlier, Coach, I did see some improvements. let's start with, I guess, Suzuki, who I thought after that chat he had with Martin St. Louis at practice, I think he came out with a little bit more zest in his play. You could tell he was more engaged. He made a beautiful pass to Caulfield for that winner in overtime, and he finished off the night with 2 assists, which I thought was very good. Speaking of which, Cole Caulfield also had 2 points on the evening. He's now got 3 goals and 5 points in the 4 games he's played, and so he continues to play well, and that's a necessity for Montreal in order for them to continue their ways. The power play, you know, I thought it was better, and they did score one at least out of the 6 opportunities that they had, but there's still areas of improvement there. And one thing that stands out is you cannot have Anderson on the first line power play. He just doesn't have the creativity or the skating ability to sort of you know make things happen out there. And I'd like to see different people on there. Personally, I would love to see Slavkovsky on there. I thought when he was on, he made some really good, crisp passes, and he seemed to be very conscientious of the ice and any players that were around him. He protected the puck well, and when he saw the opportunity, he made some excellent passes on there. Um, I thought this was a game that we sort of let Washington a little bit back into the game, but you know what? If it wasn't, and I know Allen played a very solid game, but I also thought Kumper played a very good game. He made some excellent saves at key points in the game that kept the score at 2-0, and so um, Washington was still alive. And you score that first goal. The most dangerous lead to have is a 2-0 lead, because sometimes it can turn around on you very quickly, and they sort of opened the door and allowed them to get back into that game. Um, the other thing we saw, I think, some good improvement in Gallagher. I thought he had a little bit more of uh, a jump to his skating, and he was very very much opportunist in whatever chances he got, and of course the goal. I think that's a big monkey off his back. And finally, I'll say that Monahan he's a master out there. It doesn't matter where Martin St. Louis puts him. This guy adapts well, and he just makes the players around him much better. We continue to win face-offs. I think all 4 games that we've played so far, we've won the face-off percentages on all of those games, and that's partly due to his mastery of taking those face-offs. Uh, Penalty kill was also good, Coach. 0 for 5. So that was an improvement over what we had seen. But those are just a few of the key points that really stood out to me in that Washington game. I thought it was the score was not indicative of the play. I thought Montreal really carried the play for most of the evening. They had a bad late second period where they looked like they were a bit on their heels, but um, it's the difference between having a goalie that, when they stop the puck, bails you out of those ruts.
Yeah, absolutely about that. So I just send some free people in the chat. The time you're talking, Mr. Santa, we welcome back Mac Elliott. Adam Berger is in the house. Patrick Leblanc
Welcome, guys.
back with us tonight. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. That'd be awesome. We appreciate that you join us live on the great Ab Weekly Recap. Mr. Santa just give you a great assessment of what happening between the Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals. Win by a score of 3-2 versus the Capitals. Goal of Cole Caulfield. Yo, Vegas looking great over there, Minnesota. So we know the first star is Jake Allen. We talked about him a little bit earlier. Then Nick Zuski, great on the face-off yesterday. But I want to talk a little bit more about, guys, what happening around. And Mr. Tap talk about fun things, and I'm going to focusing a little bit on the video clips, what I did today. So maybe give you another example. We're going to see what happening great. We're going to see what happening bad. And overall, I'm going to give you a player. Nobody talk about this. The reason why he's very good, but unfortunately, he need to performing to other area of this game. First of all, Mr. Tap, Cole Caulfield yesterday, here a stat about him. Goal winning game and overtime. Game winning goal for him and overtime. Is fifth of the career with the Montreal Canadiens and 127 game. This is the fastest player in the franchise history, Mr. Tap, to get 5 goals in overtime and only 127 game. So,
second fastest. Second
yeah.
fastest. Yeah.
And then we have the 29 goal he did so far in the last 50 game he played in NHL. He shot so far 9 attempts shot against the Washington yesterday, 4 on the net and 3 shot on the power play. And so far in 4 games, he has 29 shots, Mr. Tap, 7 attempts, 7 average shot per attempt per game, and he has right now hit the net 15 times for an average of 3.8 per game. So for Cole Caulfield, guys, this is the reason why for me is an elite player. So I want to show to you, Mr. Tap, the happening during this overtime goal. You see a battle on the left side where Zuski is battled with Strom right there. It's just the details of the game. He recovered the puck. Now Mike Madison is going to recover the puck. Shoulder check over there. Allen tried to stop the puck, no problem. Strom decide now to go to the bench. Now he's going to see Madison. He see 2 players in front of him. Now he see a long stretch pass to Zuski. And Zuski will now see Caulfield. As Caulfield is coming to the net, and you're going to see a shot about this, and he scored a goal for the Montreal Canadiens. Again, the details of the game. Zuski battle for the puck, win the puck. Madison take a picture. And hockey, I always said to my players, take a picture. Take a picture, you see what's going on in front of you. You see 2 players, 2 white jersey. So wait a minute, we have a 2-1 here. And that opened up that goal, Mr. Tap, for that one there. Now I want to talk about Nick Zuski, Mr. Tap. 68.8% yesterday against the Washington Capitals. Like people say, he beat Chicago with better, remember? Now he gets 68.38. He have an average, Mr. Tap, of 63.3 this year. Montreal Canadiens are number 1 in NHL on face-off.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
This is a pretty good setup right there. So I want to show you, Mr. Tap, I did 3 clips.
All about possession.
Yes, I want to show to Mr. Tap 3 clips about this face-off. Now, he's going to set up there. He's a cheater, but don't tell this to anybody, Mr. Tap. He's cheat on the face-off. Don't tell him about that. You see, everybody set up. The Washington Center is set up. He's not ready yet. But you're going to see his skate. He turned around, and he hit over there. You can see he was completely out of the lineup of the lineman when he hit the puck, dropped back over there. The end of the world. Now we're going to see the second setup now. Now I'm talking, he was on the forehands. Now he's on the backhands over there. Pay attention where are the stick of both players. Now Strom is again face to Zuski. About that one there, they're going to miss the first one. See, there are no puck there. This was this one over there. But he won that one over there. Let's see again. Why he beat that one there? Strom is going to attacking. You see, Strom attacked the middle of the dots, and Zuski is coming from the outside, come to inside to pick up the puck over there. And again, he get that one. He won that face-off over there, and that's what we're talking about. You want to talk about, Mr. Tar, the details of the game. I believe it's. I don't know if it's Caulfield or RHP right now. But you see, he blocked the line of the Washington Capitals. That would give the chance for the defenseman to cover everybody there. This is something nobody talk about this at the face-off. But this is a great play by RHP right away there to give the chance. Definitely my last clip on that one. Now, Suzuki went out on the backhands on the offensive zone over there. Now you see he missed that one, the puck not drop over there, but he pushed the stick of the Washington. Washington could not win that face off over there. They're going to reset right there. Here we go. You're going to see them. And Suzuki is going to go again from the outside inside on that one over there. And now he completely destroyed Washington guy. He completely so he cheat on that one over there, but at the end he won the face off. This is a great improvement for the Montreal Canadiens on that side of the game. And we know what is important when you get a puck position at the end of the day. And that will give you an example about Suzuki, Mr. Enortap.
If you control the play, you stand a better chance of scoring.
Exactly.
That's for sure. And you know who he worked with all summer, right? He worked with Monahan. And you can tell the importance of having that experienced player that has been there before, knows many of the tricks necessary to win, in this case, face-offs, but in many other regards, other aspects of the game, the fine details.
My last player I want to talk about, guys, I understand, want to talk about other players, but I want to talk about Justin Barron, Mr. Enortap. First game of the season, played barely like 12 minutes in the game, right? I want to show you what he is so good in it and on his first pass and what is a great skater. Honestly, you need to work on different things. I understand that part there, but like Martin said, we say he played a good game for the Montreal yesterday for the time he played, and it's just a period of confidence and adaptation. But I want to show you guys three clips about Justin Barron. The first one right here. He's going to pick up the puck behind the net, Mr. Enortap. He hold the puck a little bit, just a fake move. Now he see the line over there, and look what he does. He see it in front of him. Great passes right there. And Montreal Canadiens battle there. It open up here. And you have great opportunity for the Montreal Canadiens to get a goal there. So, first pass is so important in it shown Mr. Enortap. Second clip about Justin Barron. Guys, you're going to see him right now, right over here. He see the line right there in front of him. He skate. Unfortunately, Monahan create an offside at the blind. But again, neutral zone, beat your neutral zone opponent team right there. He use his speed, he see the line, and he contribute to join the play right there. Finally, the last one, guys, this is the best one for me. It's only the second period, guys. He's going to pick up the puck right there, and then he go to change the direction. His edge work, turn around right there. He beat completely. Again, another great pass, and now Montreal attacking all the way back over there. Details of the game, I understand. It's not pairing with it, but listen, with time, it's going to grow. I feel like you can use very well Barron versus Savard as fun occasion for the Montreal Canadiens. Yes, he played only 12 minutes, but again, first game of the season, they protect him very well. Overall, have a good game for the Montreal Canadiens yesterday about that. So it's just one clip, Mr. Enortap, I want to share it with you, talking about the Montreal Canadiens. And finally, I want to finish the goal again. You was really right when you talk about your goal again. I was laughing myself because I said, look like you see me clips already, Mr. Enortap, about that. But let's see, guys, the goal again. What I'm doing right now, guys, on video clip, that's what I do every day. I did this for 30 years. Since 1992, I do that. That time was DVC, all the tape, everything was bad. It was bad. Mr. Enortap, 30 pounds to hold your camera walking on the rafter. If you walk in the East Coast Hockey League, Mr. Enortap, if you walk on the East Coast Hockey League to recording videos, right? You go play at Western Salem. You walk and you're shaking like that. You don't know if you're going to make it over there. Western Salem, Durham in North Carolina. Anyway, I can go all the way like that, Mr. Enortap. But here are the guys, the goal. And pay attention here. So far, Mr. Enortap, we're looking good. 5-player Montreal Canadiens, no problem. 2 white jerseys in front of you, we're looking good. No problem right there. Now the guy turn around, try to get a ram up. Now Pinard take a bad read right there. Look, he look on the wrong direction. He take a picture. We always said take a picture. Now where Jake Evans cover his man in front of the net, no problem. Cover survey is going to wrap up over there, no problem. I think it's Ilonen on the other side because Pinard playing on the 4 line right now. But Pinard did not read Dallin Strong behind him. It's just a question of time. Take a picture every 0.2 seconds. but he can get that one there, and now too late. That's quick, and then it's from the top. You lose you player, and boom, out of there. Last one of the night, guys. I know you guys you want to talk about is the Montreal Canadiens. So far, they are attacking the Washington Capitals. Now, here's a point, Mr. Snap. I'm going to see Madison pick up the puck and the corner. Now, Pearson never looked about Dylan Strong behind that. It makes sense? He never pay attention about him. Now, he believed now we're going to have a breakout. But here's the problem. We got stuck over there. Now, Pearson is over the defense, over the Strong with there. Pearson, it should be where the circle is. And Kovacevic said, wait a minute. I'm alone right now. I have two players. You have a turnover. Great pitch for the Washington Capitals. But Pearson, it should be below up Strong. When you talk, Marco, talk about cheat. This is a great place cheating with it. You cheat. New Hook cheat also. They are above of the puck. You always to be below of the puck. It's called this side. Does it make sense? Right. So because of that, now Kovacevic is in trouble. Because now you have to take a decision. It's a 2-1 over there. A Pearson is behind, too late to pick up the puck over there. Again, it's just awareness. And that's what you see with the players all the time the next morning. And that's what I reason about that. I want to share with you another concept of what a video coach does and the coaching does at the end of the day. So I just want to give you an example about that. I don't know if you want to add something else here.
No, that's great clips, Coach. It really highlights some of the messages that we've been saying over the past few episodes. And you see exactly like that. That's the perfect example of Pearson cheating and looking, to get into that transition game. But you don't do it when you're not ready. Like you have to be in the right position first and do your defensive responsibility first before you can get to that stage. But it's always good to see it on camera.
Yeah, sorry about that. You see a couple of people comment on the chat right now talking about, look, they see the trailer over there, they see what they think, so they see that. And that's sometimes when you only watch the game, you don't realize, you just point at players. We don't want to put any Montreal Canadiens down here or negative about them. It's just to show you every time you have a reason, you have a goal. And it's always sometimes, Adam should make the play. The goalie should make the save at the end of the day. But he starts somewhere. He always starts. Always said me, the guy scored a goal in our game on top. Like when I was coaching, I don't really care who scored the goal. I said, who cares? But I was looking about who started the play. Where's coming from? Is it from the blue line? Is it on the defensive zone? Who get the pass over there? What he create open space over there? And then the guy scores. Sometimes you just tip the puck. At the end of the day, you have to be at the right position and understand that. But you have always a start with the end in hockey, and you have to figure out what this start. You see on the goal again, where the mistakes start. 5 player guys looking all together. At some point, they're only looking for the puck. All 5, the 5 head looking for the puck. At some point, Pinal look at the left side. So, okay, I'm not good right there. Well, you forgot the guy on the right. We always said, take a picture every 0.5 seconds. We recognize where your teammates are and recognize who the 5 other colors jersey, where are they. That's simple, but it's not easy. The game is so fast at the end of the day, Mr. Enortap. So, cool video. I appreciate that. Nobody was looking back for the trailer. Coach, great about this. Mark, Jimbo is in the house tonight. Thanks so much. Leon Renault is, of course, RJ Calabo. Alain Vaillancourt is in the house. Mr. Enortap. Eisenman Bill from the defense out. Alain Vaillancourt. Dan Ashram is in the house. Face-off are so important. Have our phenomenon doing right about this. Great comments about this. A typical Eisenman team. Jake Evan has shown a marked improvement on the face-off. About this, Jake has been always that over 50 every year, but you right now, you have Monahan at 60 over. You have Zuski at 60. And now you have, of course, Evans. You're absolutely right about that. That's why those two shut out the difference too. Alex, I'm not happy with the Senator, our boy. Alex Debrincat is on fire. Alan Vaillancourt, absolutely, today. Patrick said from the past game press conference yesterday, he sounded like Martin Sully had a huge talk with Nick Suzuki. I don't
He
know if you
did.
want to add this, Mr. Tap. Here we go. Talk about this, Mr. Tap. I will add more comments if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier when we were doing the recap of the game, and you could tell that it translated well with Suzuki, because I thought he had a much improved game. He did pick up 2 points, but again, it's not the 2 points that I'm concerned with. It's more his responsibilities, paying attention to those details that we've spoken about. And I thought that he came back to defend quite a bit. His back check was good. And then offensively, he was trying to make things happen. I thought he had a good step to his game yesterday, and it was well complemented with Caulfield.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. During the press conference, um, I just love Martin Saint-Louis. It's not controversy, but the power play was the biggest problem, right? The look people who were saying Suzuki did not play very well. At least again the Minnesota, it was really it was really easy to see that. And then you have a long conversation on the ice between Martin Saint-Louis and Nick Suzuki. And Martin Saint-Louis, he, at some points during the press conference, talked about the fact, like, the negativity around the Montreal Canadiens, where he said, everything is fine here. On this side of the table, everything is fine. You guys,
Yeah,
you're targeting about power play. You're targeting about what's not work. You never talk about the 5 versus 5. You never talk about
yeah,
the face-off. You don't ever talk about the PK right now. We're not looking bad. But you're only targeting. He said, usually you have 4 negative things, and this is how we said that, right? You have 4 negative things you talk about to get 1 positive thing. This is how it is now in the society and life. I always said to you guys, if you want to helping a player's confidence, it's the same method what Martin Sully just said, Mr. Tap. You have to give 4 positive things to the players to give him a 1 negative. He will accept that. But if only talk about the negative, and sometimes it's not only talking, it's about behavior, your eyes, your touch, and the way you said that to
your
him.
voice. Yeah,
So we
yeah.
have it's fun area to leave a positive about that. I always said my best example. I always said, okay, oh, great play over there in the corner. You pick up the puck, you turn your body, you're angling the guys very well. But look about this one over there, by the way. This is one you have to improve now. Player said, happy, smiling. But if you come to the bench, you right away there, or you point him, that's not good. And Martin Saint-Louis, this is what he's talking about during the press conference yesterday. He understands the reporter. He understands what they are.
They have a job to do. Yeah, he
But
gets that.
at the end of the day, he's focusing him about the optimist, positive, and what they are doing. They never go out of the progress. And so when you do every day, right? Progress every day, develop every day. This is how what you are doing. And he always said, the game talked to us. When he said the game talked to us, is he going to see the problem? And exactly what I just did, he see the video, when the game talked to them, and then they try to correct. And sometimes, Mr. Tap, you improve the face-off, but you maybe lose a one you was trying before, and now you drop down. Now you have to rebalance everything to get that way over there. That's a normal process of building, Mr. Tap, about that. So I was want sharing with you guys what happening with about the press conference from Martin Saint-Louis yesterday. I tried to pick up everything Mr. Allen talked about the face-off over there. They talk about the Steve Eiserman, Mr. Tap, and nobody was looking. Twitter, I'm behind a little bit. And that was a couple of veterans cheating, Mr. Mark. That's a normal, guys. That's normal. What is not normal, they repeat constantly. Constantly. But again, Madison, if he's control the puck, Mr. Tap, we don't talk that way. You have no goal. Now you can point Pearson, but again, Madison at the beginning, he always a starter. The puck starts somewhere. They have to go back to Madison. He got a really great pinch out of that. Gallagher did not help. Hook was above, and Pearson was above. It's a 5+ connection. When Matheson, we talk about the 5 connect, they have to connect together. That's simple. If Pearson is at the right spot, Kovacevic had no problem cover Kovacevic, and Pearson covered Dylan Strong. Stuck to, we have no goal. We have no overtime. That's just easy to talk about that way. It's happening that way.
No, you're right.
Claude Richard, Claude Video. Thanks so much, my friend. Gary Conway, great comments here. Israel a goal is a result of the player miss assignment. You have right, Gary. Now the fact, like video coach and the coaches have to figure out everything, and they have to review all the video. About that, Sebastian. Sorry, I'm late. I was busy. No problem. Jake, we was late too. We have some kind of problem, guys, tonight. Dan Ashton, I have a question, Mr. Tab. Do you know how long McDavid would be out for, yes, 1 or 2 weeks, Mr. Dan?
1 to 2 weeks.
McDavid, about that, guys, right now. And 40 degrees Fahrenheit right now in Kentucky, Mr. Tab. What's the weather over there?
In Toronto, it's around 5 degrees right now, Celsius.
28
It's starting to get cold.
Here, 28, 29 Celsius would be 30, 31 today.
Rub it in.
But Mr. Natap, it's the same sun. It show up every day, right? You turn around, come back. Yeah. But you don't change the degrees. I don't know why. He's stuck at the 30, 31 every time, Mr. Natap, about that one over there. The Eagles winning 17-10 about this. Ben Jimbo, you're right, coach. Stopping the play before the chance to score as a pro hockey. About that, the 505 is great. Adam Bianco, absolutely agree with you about that one. How many likes do we have? Not much because then we got a problem at the beginning with internet. We have to stop number 2. About this one there, but it's okay about that, no problem. Martin Saint-Louis knows that reporter are full of crap. No, I don't think so, Sebastian. They have a great reporter. They have a better reporter, Mr. Top, like they was not like it was before, but they are really knowledgeable about hockey now. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you're right. They do have a great knowledge of the game. They're they're out at their practices. Some travel with the team as well, so they're very much in tune with what's happening. The only thing that as a fan sometimes bothers me is the types of questions that they ask, and you can't help but think it's to try to get the player who is probably in an emotional state after a loss, to try to get them to say something that is headline worthy the next day, right? Because let's face it, that's what sells, the papers and sells the news and drives it. But I think you're right. Some of them, many of them actually, are very, very fair and will report as they see it. And I don't think too many coaches really can complain about that.
Yeah, some of them knows like they do. They really study the game more like they never before. That's a good thing about that. The second thing I was saying, Mr. Tap, they because you talk about Josh Anderson earlier, right? Why he's on the power play and that. The one thing they don't do a lot, they don't question the decision of the coach. They don't want to put him on the bad seat, right? They don't want to put him on the
hot seat.
On the hot seat, but they don't want to put him like they have to respond about that because on the decision they take about that. But it would be great to know why Josh Anderson play on power play. Why he does not use a left shoulder on the right side over there. Why, like me, I would love to sit with him, explain, tell me. You have a reason why, but I don't know why. I would love to know the why. He don't put Josh Anderson just because he's Josh Anderson, and that because he knows he has something we I don't know. And that's what it pissed me off. That's why I would love to know why. Because at the end of the day, Mr. Tap, we know he struggled there right now. And we know they need a left shoulder on the left side. But
right.
At some point I was thinking
it's
about
part of the
Sikorsky.
experimentation.
Yeah. I was thinking about Sakoski, but I think for me, New Hook could be another one. But if you remove New Hook on the unit number 2, you don't have the speed to control the puck to go in inside. You have to push back now Anderson on that side. But they know something I don't know yet, but I will definitely change Josh Anderson of probably number 1. Since the beginning of the season, Mr. Tap, every time Josh Anderson play on the line, that line struggle. I don't know why, but when he played with Schemas on top, it was not great. The number of the call
No.
C was not great. He started with the third line after that and did not do well. Now he's back on the second line, and Sakoski would maybe have his worst game and New Hook this with him this weekend. So questionable about Josh
I
Anderson.
wouldn't say I wouldn't say Slavkovsky's game was bad. I just
No, what
think
I said, he did not play his best game. Like he did not
his
play
best
the
game, yeah,
level he
yeah,
played usually. He was still engaged, but not like usually. He opened more spot. He has some flash left and right. New Hook have some flash, but there was not consistency like there was with Doc and New Hook together. That was my point behind that, and more with
yeah,
Pearson about that one there. If you look about all the goals in center tap, all the goal coming almost from the third line. Pearson 2, Monahan 3, and then 2, and then you have Gallagher at 1. They have 5 goals. First line, they have 3 goals. Second line, they have 3 goals. All New Hook.
yeah.
Caulfield at the top over there. So, and the bottom 4, Mr. Tap, the bottom 4 line, you have a goal from Ireland and Jake Evans. 4 line score, but it is what it is at the end of the night, Mr. Tap. We'll see what we got here, Mr. Tap, in the chat. Where do you see Armia entering the lineup?
When? Probably on
Now,
this road
where?
trip that they're going.
Where?
Ah, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they probably put him on that second line. I think they had Slavkovsky with New Hook, and they might put Armia where Tanner Pearson was, and move Pearson down. That's a possibility. I don't see him on the fourth line, really. To be honest with you, uh,
But you have to remove one player who is going to be out.
I think it'll be Pearson. Oh, do you mean to get him into the lineup?
Yeah.
Uh, well, you hate to say it, but it'll probably end up being Pacetta.
Yeah.
But he's on the fourth line. That's the problem.
Yeah. Pessoa will be out. I think for me, Amir would start on the 4 line. Now, on the road, if I was, because we don't have no choice, right? I like RHP, but honestly, he's not a top first line. I apologize, but he's not. I know he responsibility, he like
No.
him a lot. For me, on the road, I would try to put back again Josh Anderson. He's the only one can hit. He can play on the road compare anybody. I would drop down possible RHP with New Hook and Sakoski, Pearson with Monahan and Gallagher, and then Armia with Ilonen and Evans.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, Monahan's the key to all of this, right? Because you can
Yeah.
play him just about any place, any position. So I'm sure that he'll use that opportunity to sort of experiment a little bit. It's going to be harder because they don't get the last line change on the road. It'll be interesting. I don't like, even though I'm saying Petzetta. I mean, it could also be Yolanen that they might sift for one game and put Armia in.
Yeah, when
That's
you
a
talk, that's where I
possibility.
was looking about who they play again, and they are not physical. Like Buffalo is not physical, New Jersey is not physical.
Right,
That's the
right,
reason why
right.
I
Yeah,
was thinking Pessoa will be
me
out.
too.
If
Yeah,
it was other team
yeah.
like more physical, I would be thinking about what. But definitely they're going to have maybe 1 or 2 players, like you said, could be
A
out at some
rotation.
point. Yeah, I agree with you about that one over there. 0-0 Boston. Right, coach, Emerson eliminate the culture of the blame, which ruled the app for 10 years. Great point about that. Absolutely agree with you about this, Roy, for sure. About that. What I like about Cincinnati is all the player accountable. Great point about that one over there. And everybody, guys, likes Martin Saint-Louis. Nick Ski said on the weekend, he's the best coach I never have in my life. He's great, everything. Caulfield, same thing. Anderson, same thing. Like, they really like coach Martin Saint-Louis, Monsieur Enortap. With Gary
Absolutely.
Devasol for Sebastian. I think Cole Caulfield will score 50 goals this year. He's on the pace to score 50. I don't know. I think
He
40.
is.
The promise on tap is when you play on the road, right? This is what you need. To score 50, you need to produce on the road.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And he's always going to have some of the best coverage on him as well. So
Yeah.
it's not that easy. Eventually it'll come, but I'm not sure it'll be this year.
Yeah, sorry about Alan, about Martin Saint-Louis over there. Algie gave us all the update right there. Thanks so much. Appreciate a lot. Leon Renault talked about first line. Great Alan. RG gave us more information. Luciano, Montembeau visit Sabre, Allen visit Devils.
Montebo versus the Sabres and Allen versus
Devils.
Devils. Distinct possibility. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah, I agree with you about that one there. I see that. I would not be surprised Primo start Thursday, Mr. That.
Eventually, yeah, because now I think they play 4 games in 6 nights, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah.
So at some point they'll want to get
If
Primo in there
Montembeau struggled Monday, Mr. Tap, they will send Primo Thursday and Jake Allen Saturday.
and Saturday. Yeah, yeah, that's probably good.
But we'll
Yeah,
see what could happen about that one of there. Great point, Luciano. Amir should be on PK. At some point, he would be there. He's always been a great PK about that one for sure. Francois Pitt is in the house. Francois Pitt. Wawa is à la pédale dans le fond about Joshua. We're going to talk about him the next couple of minutes. I would do have RP in the lineup que Pesada. For sure. It's just I don't see is a move up. RHP can move him up and down. I agree with you about that one there. Interesting start for Arizona. Francois, yes, they're looking good so far. Gary Pesada has a great shot for the 4 line. About this, Montembeau lists a starter for tomorrow night. Would come back with Jake Allen Tuesday. No Pastor Primo, please, François. Je put Allen and Buffalo. Allen about Jake Allen from Allen. That's funny, said that, Mr. Top, but that's it about this one there. Thanks so much, Sebastien, about this. Randy N is in the house. Don't forget, guys, it would be the next game from Randy N about that one over there. Not done, Mr. Top. A couple of news we talk about the Montreal Canadiens. We do every time, every week, Mr. Tap. At the Sunday, we ask you. Of course, you have only 2 games. It's not easy, right? Compare if you have 3 games, normally the regular during season. Next week, we have 4 games. So next week will be interesting to see who stood out. But this week, Mr. Tap, who stood out for the Montreal Canadiens? It could be other like a team. It could be a special team. It could be anything. What stood out? I would like that question, guys, in the chat. Who is your player stood out for the Montreal Canadiens in the last 2 games against the Minnesota Wild and the Washington Capitals?
and again, I'm going to go back. For me, I thought Cole Caulfield offensively really played a good game yesterday, but he had a decent game against Minnesota as well. Defensively, I spoke of it the other day, and I thought Kovacevic played really, really well against Minnesota. Yesterday was more of an average day for him. I didn't think he really stood out, which is not necessarily a bad thing. He didn't make too many gaffes out there. So he was there. And I've got to say, in net, Jake Allen yesterday stood out for me. I thought he's the perfect type of goalie when if you don't overburden him with back-to-back games, he's going to give you very good opportunities to win on any given night. Um, and he tends to really control his rebounds a lot better than Monty right now. And that'll come with Montebo. But it's going to take time, and that's where the experience of Allen really helps out.
Yeah, I agree with you about this. The comments, Randy, I think he talked about money and for him. sent out for that for the Montreal Canadiens during the week. About this, of course, nothing. Coach is showing shade of the Slaven for Patrick Leblanc. Kovacevic has 0 point this year, but he played very well on defensive. For me, right now, we always talk about the 4-star of the game, right? The 4-star with the one that we don't see flash and highlights, and he's not recognized a lot. But he's underrated players. I think Kovacevic is really the one for the Montreal Canadiens in the beginning of the season, behind that one there. Again, the Minnesota, not many really show up. Again, the Minnesota Wild, unfortunately, was not happening for them. But I think for me, it was really yesterday, and you're absolutely right. I think Jake Allen play. There's a reason why the Montreal Canadiens win this game over there. And Sean Monahan is one with 2 points again. Big goal in the power play at the beginning. But for me, overall, that stood out for this week and until the beginning, Mr. Enortap, is really the face-off. The face-off Montreal Canadiens is really... I never thought they're going to be there. Like, if you look about face-off, Mr. Enortap, for the last 3 years, they always be at the bottom.
Been horrible. It's been horrible.
To go from one way to go all the way to another way, it's really amazing to see that. Yes, it's 4 games, but it is what it is. We have to admit what they're doing well about that, and they're doing a good job for that. For sure. We see we'll get Mr. Enortap, Devil, better offense team. So go with Allen, visit Devils. That makes sense. Mr. Sean McIntyre. Hi, guys. Who do you think all the scouts that were at the game to see or was there? Another ball from Sean McIntyre, Mr. Enortap.
Well, sometimes they're not necessarily just there looking for trade possibilities. I mean, it could just be scouting for games that are coming up. That could be a possible avenue as well. But I mean, there's been all sorts of rumbling, right? Like we still have this three-headed monster in net with Primo. I don't know how that's going to be resolved, to be totally honest with you. So there could be something in the works there. In terms of moves that are going to be really, really notable, I think it's too early right now. I could see it happening a little bit further down the road, but right now I think they're just trying to get their feet under them, and they're trying to get the chemistry going between the lines. Now they've had to contend with a couple of injuries as well, so that juggled up the lines. And so I don't think maybe they were there primarily for the purposes of let's scout this player because we might want him in a trade. From what I can tell, anyways.
First of all, it's a great question for Sean to do that. One thing I would say to everybody, guys. Every team have scout, professional scout, right? They have maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, depends what. Example, 3 of them, 4 of them. They always send a scout to watch a game when the team are going to play against them the next 5 days or 7 days. Example, this weekend, I'm pretty sure they have a scout for the Devils, a scout for the Sabres, a possible Columbus Blue Jacket. They all play against Montreal Canadiens this week. So we said 3 of them is right there. At the end of the day, if you look about everything, it's not my concern about them. It was curious to see Julien Brisebois, Mr. Enortap, at that game tonight. At that game, one of them probably play at home. So now, we don't know personally if he have something to visit in Montreal, his family, or something like that. I don't know about that. At the end of the day, it was only just Julien Brisebois was there. Montreal Canadiens, I believe, and it's not early. I know everybody can get the video. I get all the video of each game. But at the end of the day, Mr. Enortap, they may be looking for Monahan, first of all. I think Monahan is the one they may be looking in the long run with him, how he look like, how his speed, how he play around, everything like that. Secondly, anything else for the Montreal Canadiens. Until Christian Dvorak play next week or next 2 weeks, everything like that. They're not looking for Jake Allen at 3.8 and probably have no money. So they honestly don't look about that one there. I just feel like Brisebois was there. I feel more they're looking for the Washington Capitals. Washington Capitals have more to offer at some point during the year. Players, I would say to you,
they have to.
Kuznetsov. So Kuznetsov, it could be a player maybe they were looking around. I don't say only the plan probably like Dane, but it could be a player maybe could be on the market. He has already been on the market, by the way. So that would be the same way. But quick question for Sean McIntyre about that one over there. Very well done, Mr. Sean, about that one over there. I tried to pick up everything, Mr. Enortap. After that, RDP said Levi maybe get the start, but I expect come right back then Levi to follow the next day. About that, it was a day-to-day at some point, right? But I'm not know he is ready. The Silver have 11 back-to-back games this year. Levi cannot play a lot for RDP. We saw Subway should be back very soon. I don't know if they're going to return him or not. RJ gave us an excellent. Please don't forget to click on the likes. Jimbo, wherever they out Anderson, I hope they have him there to establish himself so he can be effective. He's still behind, but hopefully we everything like that. The Montreal face-off and the power play are pathetic, Francois.
No, I wouldn't. The face-off is probably number one, I think, right
They
now.
are in, number one NHL, Francois. And
The power
NHL,
play is also not as bad as last year. It's a little bit better, but it is bad right now. It
they are
is
number
bad.
one. So we have to give credit for what they are on the face-off. The power play, they are not the
Power
bottom,
play.
by the way, on the
Yeah,
power play.
I think they're around 22 or 23,
Yeah,
something
24
like
at some point. But I will say to you, don't only look for the goal. Look how they move the puck, how they make create chance, how they really more set up. When they are set up, the puck is moving. That's what they're looking for. A lot of you guys looking for 1-2 and 1-4, 2-5, and 2-6. You understand? They know Saturday night, Mr. Tap, when they got a 5, they are 0-5 in third period. They understand if they score one of the goal in a power play, this game is over. They know that.
that.
But Martin said we don't see this number. Martin said we review about the videos. Okay, why we did not score that? Why we do that? And why we move the puck? Again, we have a good entrance. They're going to go that way, and that's what he is. Martin said we. He don't looking about the result of the outcome. He tried to figure out that the game talked to him, and that's his job to find the solution behind that. And that's what is Martin said we. We understand that, Francois. Until then, they don't have any elite players helping Cole Caulfield, right? And until they don't get a left winger on the power play unit number one, until they don't get a really solid quarterback defenseman, that power play guy is going to be there. They have only 2 seasons. The last 15 years, Mr. Tap, the power play Montreal Canadiens is over 20%. Never been before that. Only 2. One of them is 2017, 2018, was 16, 17, 17, 18. 21.1. Who was on the ice, Mr. Tap? It was Petrie or Weber, Pacioretty, Gallagher, Galchenyuk, Mr. Tap, in the middle of that. And what you got a right winger, a right shooter, you got a left shooter. Galchenyuk, whatever you're complaining, one time he scored 30 goals, 1 or 2 times with Montreal again. He put 6, 7 goals in the net. Gallagher has 6 goals power play, and because he wasn't front of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm also wondering, Coach, because I'm starting to see other teams go to this year on the power play, and I'm wondering if maybe Martin St. Louis might not resort to this if the power play doesn't pick up. And I know we don't have the quarterbacks yet, but what I'm noticing is a lot of the teams that are shorthanded against Montreal, they're really playing a condensed game, and they're protecting that box in front of the goalie and on the periphery quite a bit. So under those circumstances, I think it would almost be good to have 2 defensemen back up at the blue line and controlling the play there, because I think what you have to try to do
But
is
we don't have
open up
anybody, Mr.
that
Tap,
middle of the
power
ice.
play.
Yeah, you don't have that shot. I totally understand that, but I'm just thinking you can't allow them to cheat and sort of collapse in the box, and then they're trying to do the same thing, and that's everybody's stationary and looking to get that puck over to Caulfield, because right now he's
During the Saturday, Mr.
the only
Tap, one
threat.
thing they did very well, they moved the puck and they moved themselves. You have a couple of times the
It was
mediation
better, yeah.
between Monahan and then Doc, Doc, Zuski, and you get Anderson too. And sometimes Montreal was on the side of Caulfield at some point. The only thing they don't do yet is the overload, putting the puck in front of the net. They
Right.
don't do that.
Right.
That's the only thing I would say to you about that one over there. And sometimes
Yeah.
Madison shoot a puck and nobody in front of the net, or Anderson wrist shot as a
Well,
bumper and nobody in front of the net. So
that's
it's
the
a,
point. Yeah.
it's the biggest problem over there. But we'll see what's happening about that, Mr. Tap. Mark Elliott talk about coach service is reliable, consistent. Jacka is showing some improvement. Coolness on his own hand is not panicking, is not a goon about that one over there. Power play getting better. RDP. Try to pick it up. And Nicholas is in the house. Welcome, Nicholas. I have a feeling Anderson could be one who is scout and out on the block. Yeah, when I was talking about this earlier, I was thinking about Anderson. The problem with that Anderson, Mr. Top, he's still carrying a 4 years contract.
Yeah.
This is the problem behind that. Question, Gary Gallagher played 9:27. The ice time only. Passer played less. Is this sign of the time of for Gallagher?
I mean, part of that might be true, but I think it's also the situation. And you had a lot of instances like you had. I think Montreal had 6 power play opportunities, and he hasn't really been on the power play. And they also had to kill off, I think, 5 or 6 penalties, and so he's not on the penalty kill. And so just those two alone, that's 6 and 6 is 12 times 2 is 24. Like you've taken 24 minutes out of the game for him.
And not only him, a player does not play on PK, right? A
Yeah.
defenseman got affect. A player don't play on power play is affect. Like a soccer ski. Every player, Mr. Nata, play on the power play number 2, unit number 2, and does not play on the PK. Struggle there. Island. Well, he play on PK sometimes. That's helping a little bit more. He played Jake Allen and
Yeah.
Allen there. But Sakaski, Gallagher, the time was lower, is right there. Jekai is only one. Jekai is really playing on PK. He does not play barely on PK. He have only 15 minutes this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the reason, Gary. Now, Gallagher, Mr. Tap, at 12, 13 minutes, this is the max of minute I would give to him per game.
Yeah, I think that's about the magic number, around 12, 13 minutes at the most.
Mr. Tap, he follow baseball, the Rangers 4, Astros 2.
All right. Sounds good. The Battle of Dallas.
Yeah, Texas battle. There was 11 there last
Texas.
night. Sportnet make a big deal about it. It's. I'm telling you right now, Sean. It's almost normal. The only thing for me was a bit abnormal is Julien Brisebois over there, but usually you see them
Yeah, yeah.
constantly about that one over there. In my opinion.
It's just that they put the camera there once too often, so
Yeah.
it made it newsworthy. But you're right. It's totally normal.
10 game before getting alarm about the power play. Patrick, yeah, 10, 15 game for that. Here's KLS is in the house. 5% near the top of the league. Not a bad thing about that. I agree with you. Sebastian, thanks so much for your comments. Austin Allen is in the house, Mr. Tap. They should make a top line players in Montreal having him and the banner. Then they think a good is a cream.
Not yet. Eventually, that's what the intent is. But right now, let him dominate at Laval. Let him have the success and build on that confidence, and also help the players that are around him there because he's having a great start to the season with Laval, and that's how you properly develop, right?
You're absolutely right about this one there. I want to ask you, Mr. Any concern about the Montreal Canadiens? Or anything you said you're concerned or not?
Yeah, of course, there's always concerns, coach. There's areas of improvement that we need to really work on, and not the least of which is the power play. But I'm also thinking, uh, you know, yes, we did see a good a good performance out of Allen this weekend, but I think it needs to be much more consistent. And the same thing with Montebo. The defense is slowly coming around, and I think that with time they will get stronger. I like some of the initial passes they were making. It just goes to show sometimes, you bring in somebody like Barron who has that good first pass, and you're into your transition game right away, and it means so much when you're trying to attack and you catch the other team off guard, and we saw it numerous times this weekend. So that's still an area that they have to improve on. And the penalty kill, I'd like to see him get a little bit more aggressive as well on there. And I don't mean, being physical, but just attacking the puck and attacking the player with the puck and forcing them to make mistakes.
No, not very well said about this one. There were a few people, Mr. Hunter, we want to recognize you. Welcome in the house. And Rapinap is in the house. We have Justin Framboise de Laval is in the house. Roger Delaney, Mr. Hunter, knock the door. Thanks so much, everybody.
Hey,
Don't
Roger.
forget, guys, to click on the like. Great conversation in the chat. Great comment from Mac Elliott. Nicolas, but a lot of comments tonight. Nicolas, merci beaucoup d'être comme ça. Tu nous donnes des très bons commentaires ce soir, mon Nicolas. Sharks, with your comments. Sébastien continues talking about the Montreal Canadiens. And thank you so much. Gary Conway continues to make some comments. RG gave us all the update left and right. Donc, thanks so much. Don't forget, guys, click on the like. That'd be awesome. Get us on the second line with a new hook. I would like to see Allen get more opportunity on the power play if it's quickly. Yeah, the problem, Mark, on the Allen is on the right shoulder. And that's
right.
what we don't need on the first unit. But on unit number 2 is looking good about that one over there, for sure.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, guys, in my opinion, Gallagher should play on the 4 line and bring Allen on the 3rd line.
Yeah, why not try it? I like Island's. Like he's got more size. Obviously, he's got more speed. I think he's craftier. He's got better stick work than Gallagher does. And really, it's that 4th line you want the energy, right?
With Monahan, you're going to get that kind of he will helping Allen more. I think there will be a good
Absolutely.
chemistry together about that one. That with Pearson, that'd be perfect for me. At least I would try this. We see now Gary. You talk about Gallagher, TOI, and Enortap. We see what it looked like Gallagher 3 game and 4 night. Can they put, like earlier you said, who are you going to put one out? Then do you think they can put Gallagher out?
I mean, I would do that. I think if you can give him a little bit of rest, he's able to give you more down the road. I don't see anything wrong with that. I know he probably doesn't want to necessarily hear that
Of
because he's
course.
such a fierce competitor and he wants to be there game in and game out. But he's got to start thinking, I have to contribute to the team in other ways that are not customary to the way I did this in the past. And that could be, it's a silly thing, but it could be a huge factor in helping them become more consistent.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that one there. Let's move on, guys, because a lot of people start talking about the Montreal Canadiens prospect, Mr. Tap. I'm lost with the time, Mr. Tap. So we're going to finish this at 11 o'clock. Is that fair enough?
Perfect.
All right. So because we start late, everything like that. So we thanks everybody to join us, by the way. Montreal Canadiens prospect, Mr. Zell, Laval Rocket, le 8-4 Friday night. What a great evening for Joshua Roy. And then the last press score 5-4 again, the Belleville Senators Saturday night. And then for me, I want to talk about 4 players. I want you to hear comments about this for any other player for the Laval Rocket. Joshua Roy dominate right now in the American Hockey League with 12 points, I believe he has at this moment. Strubble, the most consistency defenseman for the Laval Rocket, in my opinion, played solid hockey for the Laval Rocket. Elias Anderson is behind Joshua Roy, Mr. Tap, and the top in the American Hockey League. 5 goals already. Scored 2 goals Saturday night.
Did he get hurt in that game or no?
I'm sorry?
I thought he got hurt in that game at some point.
I don't know if he got hurt, but he scored 2 goals. And then
Yeah,
Gignac
yeah,
contribute on his own.
yeah.
We know
Gignac,
Davidson is hurt, by the way. But
yeah, he's
tell
been
us a
playing
bit more,
great.
Mr. Antap, what happening with the Laval Rocket, an aperçu. What do you think about Joshua? And tell us if you think he should play or not with the Montreal Canadiens.
No, I believe let him succeed at the level he's at right now. I think this is a team. It's going to take a little bit of time for Laval to really put things together, but they have the nucleus of a very strong team this year. And I mean, the goaltending situation hasn't gone as well as they anticipated, and with the lack of Primo there, that could be one of the reasons. But I anticipate as the season goes along, especially after the first 10 to 15 games, you're going to see a vastly improved team in Laval. These players are starting to finally click together, and you mentioned probably four of the most noteworthy ones there. Um, I say keep Roy there. Like, you bring him up here, is he going to play? If you're not going to play him on your first two lines, why are you bringing him up? Like, it just, you're going to stunt his growth and his development and possibly his confidence. And right now, that's what you want. You want him to build on that confidence. And he's finally, not finally, because he did well last year too, but he's finally putting things together and looking like he was a steal where we got him. I think we got him in the was it the fourth or fifth round? Do you remember, Coach?
Which one? What?
Yeah, was it the fourth or
150
fifth
overall
round?
pick.
Right. So that's a steal if and I think he will be a top two line player in the NHL, and he's going to have success there. So to me, that looks fantastic, and I say let him develop. Don't burn his entry level contract by coming up here and playing more than 10 games. It just doesn't make sense. The only way I can see it is maybe we start getting hit with a lot of injuries again, knock on wood. Then you may not have too many options to go with, but otherwise let him marinate down there. I think he's on the right path.
That's all right. I'll let the people checking in the chat. Mr. Antap, François Lett, Roy Laval. They talk about the 12-year Lions. They have a great start in the beginning of the season for the Lions, by the way, in the East Coast Hockey League. Roy looked great with Farrell and Rabinoff. Farrell have another point yesterday, Mr. Antap, with that. Talking about Laval Rocket, Mr. Antap, and Mayu scored his first goal in the American Hockey League Sunday night against Belleville. For that, Safi or Joshua Roy and Montreal.
Who are the players? Sorry,
Sakoski or Joshua Roy in Montreal. I would say Sakoski right now in Montreal.
Slavkovsky, yeah.
And let Joshua Roy at the bottom. Gary Conway said that Strobel will make the American Hockey League All-Star team if he continues to play like that. He's very impressive, Mr. Tap. It could be another Kovacevic.
Yeah. I think he brings a little bit more physicality to the game than Kovacevic does, but he's steady, he's reliable. He's the kind of player that you want in the playoffs, right? The kind of defenseman that you want.
Absolutely right about that. Great comments left and right,
Make you feel that he's there.
Non, you're absolutely right. Justin about the 12 years. Joseph, you understand your point of view about Joshua Roy, but he's not ready yet to get that level on that moment. So I think it would be better for him to be where he's right now with the American Hockey League. But sometimes we have other news about the Montreal Canadiens prospect. Owen Beck struggles in the beginning of the season, but he did it, a hat trick Saturday night, Mr. Tap, for Owen Beck for the Pittsburgh piece. Scored 3 goals. Unfortunately for Lane Hudson, got hurt Friday night, did not play Saturday night. We don't know the degrees. Are there any update for the Boston University? If one of you have it, let us know. I didn't hear anything. We talk about Albert Jacka. We need to talk about Florent Jacka. Yes, everybody want to talk about the fight. It's not a fight. I want to talk to you, Mr. Tap. The game-winning goal yesterday, Mr. Tap, Jacky did his third goal of the season on that one over there. So great performance of Jacky. This is very important to mention this because that's what we're looking for. Nobody talk about Kapanen, Mr. Tap. Everybody talk about
I
Owen
know.
Beck. Everybody talk about Jan Mizak. Uh, Kapanen, guys, nobody talk about him. Scoring a goal again with he's now 3 goals with 1 assist during the weekend. Solid bottom six defense center, Mr. Top. Better to Jake Evans.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could see that.
We had to be patient with him, but it could be with the Laval Rocket next year. But I understand everybody love Owen Beck, but pay a little bit more attention for Kapanen. Luke Talk, yes, 2 goals this weekend, 1 assist, one they beat the Notre Dame by the score 8-2. Of course, it is fifth year in NCAA, so it's like they call him the grandpa of the Boston University Mission Tap for the team over there. But we'll say Konishkov. Nobody talked too much about him. Got another 2 assists on the weekend, Mr. Tap, during the game Sunday afternoon. So 2 games for 2 assists for him, Mr. Enortap. How do you calculate the Corsi and Fenwich? You talk
Oh
about
yeah.
Mr. Gislain?
It's not easy. It's a complicated formula that deals with, if I recall, shot attempts at even strength. It deals with shot attempts against also at even strength, um, and then uh, I forget what the rest of the formula is, but it's a complicated formula.
They did it because of what? Why they call this Corsi, Mr. Top?
I think the originally, um, it had to do with like did it have to do with it was named after I think some kind of financial analyst, if I recall
No, it's
correctly.
the ex goaltender Jim Corsi.
Jim Corsi, was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe, yeah,
So here's the answer for you, Mr. Tap. The number of the shot attempt from your team
yeah,
at even strength.
right.
After
So
that,
that's like, yeah.
after
Go
you
ahead.
divide that number by the number of the shot attempts for the opponent team until you're on the ice.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's a little bit like Mr. Tap, the plus and minus in hockey. It's your opponent, your shot you count versus the opponent team you divide, and that'll give you your Corsi percentage, Mr. Tap.
But I think it also involves, if I'm not mistaken, um, it's about attempts. So that, like, I think they look at blocks and they look at shots, misses. Like, it all goes
It's all
together.
yeah. It's the number of the shot attempts.
Yeah, yeah,
Make sense?
yeah.
It's not about the shot on the net.
So if you had like 5 shots blocked, and you had another 3 that were near misses, but they were towards the net. Those, and obviously the regular shots as well. So it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a
Uh,
bit of complicated.
Joseph talk about the goaltender prospect Volunkin win this weekend for this team. And then Fuller got his first loss of the season when they lost again. The Boston College lost again at Denver University Mission Tap for Fuller. Miller struggled this weekend like the Quebec Remparts struggled. They lost the both game. Went for Victoriaville, I believe. I cannot remember the first game. He lost about this one there. Patrick knew the answer, Mission Tap. About the
Excellent.
Jim Corsi. What about the Russian goaltender? We draft any news on it? I just mentioned about Vodovkin. About that, great point about this. Jim Corsi was my coach when I was young, and he lived on my street. Same for Patrick. Well done, Mark. Welcome back,
Must
Mr. Mark. Hopefully, an
yeah.
amazing great. We did not see you for the last time. Jim was a great college against that. Boston take the lead, Mr. Tap at 2-1. Over the Anaheim. Corsi was at him, Fenway out, the shot on the goal. Well done, Patrick, about this. Or maybe Jim Corsi was my soccer coach. I'm not sure. I played with his son about that. It looked like, anyway, you met Jim Corsi at the end of the day.
That's the
Mark,
important thing.
That's the reason I believe it's happening about this one. There, Boston, Minnesota, Mason McDavid scored for Anaheim, and Puetra, I believe this is his first goal in NHL for the Boston
Oh,
Bruins.
yeah, I think it is his first. Yeah.
Easy on your team, fantasy hockey.
No, McTavish is.
You winning this week again?
Yeah, I think I had a fairly easy week so
I
far.
beat Steve G, Mr. Enortap.
You beat Steve.
Yep, I beat Steve G about that one there. We're not done, Mr. Enortap. The Q&A, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. So we'll go to move on quickly. If any questions, just it's time to let us know. NHL team player, Mr. Enortap, for the NHL. I want to hear the Mr. Enortap. For everybody in the chat, we're going to give you 3 minutes about the NHL because we need to finish with the prediction of the week for the Montreal Canadiens. So, Mr. Enortap, anything you want to talk about NHL team, the great team, the bad team, the great star players, the bad star players. It's up to you. Bring it on. We're going to hear what you think about what's going on with the NHL.
Okay, let's look at some of the teams that have impressed so far, and I think go no further than the Detroit Red Wings. I think that they're really clicking well right now. I was a little bit worried, not so much about their offense, but their defense because they have some aging bodies back there, and I thought maybe they'd have problems from night to night basis. But you know what? Having picked up Reimer also solidifies their goaltending situation now with Husso, and I think that that's a great 1-2 combination. So I think they're the real deal. We're not going to see them dropping off too much, and they enter the equation of being a bubble team in my eyes for a playoff spot for sure. Having said that, Ottawa's shown some good flashes as well, even though they lost to Detroit on Saturday. I think it was 5-2. Um, I think they have also the nucleus of a strong team as well, and I like. Contrary to Detroit, I really like their defense. We're starting to see Sanderson really come into his own. Chikrin's been playing well. I thought Shabbat with the reduced ice time has done well. Zub always goes underrated. Just those four alone have been fantastic in my eyes. Um, Teams that have gone the other route so far that haven't really emerged, and I thought they'd be off to a better start. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers. That's the first team that pops to mind. To me, it looks like something is amiss on that team. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if we might see our first coach firing if they don't get this resolved right away. And now with McDavid being out 1 to 2 weeks, they got to find a way to get that secondary scoring. You can't keep putting Draisaitl and McDavid together and hope that between the two of them they get the scoring done. We saw yesterday they blew a perfect opportunity. They had a 2-1 lead late into the third, and they allowed a shorthanded goal by Nemesnikov on a beautiful wraparound. But based on a gamble by Skinner to come out and play the puck, and unfortunately he didn't win that battle. And then in overtime, they suffered the loss at the hands of Winnipeg. I mean, it's still very early, but I would say they have to start getting things together. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention one of the teams that I thought would be at least in the final four, if not in the finals, and that's the Carolina Hurricane. I'm surprised from two aspects. Number one, they're not a high scoring team, but this year they've been scoring goals. The problem is for a team that, in my eyes, I think they probably have the deepest six defenders in the league, they're allowing a ton of goals. And I don't know if it's time maybe to get their third goaltender in there. At this point, Anderson's hurt. He took a puck to the mask, and he's in I think concussion protocol right now. But they've got to get the act together as well because New Jersey isn't skipping a beat, and
Who is the
you
first
know,
place in Enortap and Metropolitan?
in the metropolitan, well, it's not the Pittsburgh Penguins, that's for sure.
It's a
It's the
flyer.
Philadelphia, it's the Philadelphia Flyers, of course.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And who's second is the Rangers, who I would have almost included in the category of they haven't come out as strong as I would have thought they would. You know, like they're 3-2, but look at the bottom of that division. Who are the last two teams there, Coach?
I only see Washington.
And who's above them? Come on,
Well, they
the
have,
Pittsburgh Geriatrics.
yeah, but they play for 500. So I like that. Like you just said, right? Like Washington play
Yeah,
for -9 Enortap. That's not a good sign.
yeah,
If you want to
yeah.
put
That's true.
go again, go to 4. You're absolutely right about that one over there. I look left and right. I try to check about what you said about this. I think I would say to you, I'm a little bit concerned. For me, it's really the Kraken. -10,
But we
Enortap,
anticipated that. We anticipated that at the beginning of the year.
but not drop like that. Not
Yeah,
drop
you're right.
that way over there.
You're right. You're
Um,
right.
you talk right now like they are like if Anaheim get 1 point tonight, they pass the Kraken, Mr. Tap.
Yeah.
Would be interesting about this, and of the player for
I
me
have
is
to.
Alex Debrincat.
I have. I have to give. I have to give Arizona props too. I think that they're finally starting to come into their own in the Central. I think they're right behind Dallas right now, and I think they're going to be in every single game. They have solid goaltending. They have almost three solid lines. Like they definitely have two. But the third line has started to contribute a little bit, and this is going to be a team that all these picks that they've accumulated over the years are going to start coming into their own, and we're going to see a tough team. Too bad that they might not be there too long. They might get moved somewhere. That's the only problem.
Yeah, great comments in the chat, guys. I appreciate a lot. What about Michael Kanemi, Mr. Tap?
What's he had? It's he had now 7 points, I think.
Yeah, he's 1 point per game, less over point about this.
Yeah,
It's a concern right now. The defensive right now, Mr. Tap, is really concerned for the Canadiens Weekly. It's still early, but still. Now, they don't have a really easy schedule at the beginning. They was on the road. They played tough game. Vegas, Los Angeles Kings, Colorado. I understand that. But we're going to see some kind of stability, Mr. Tap, the next couple of weeks for the Canadiens Weekly. I don't have no problem for them, for sure. 7 games and 6 points, Mr. Tap, from Patrick Leblanc. I'm talking about that Kokanemi, about this one over there. Until Mishkov arrive, Leon Renault. François Pitt is looking great. Great about this. Need to move Tresado or McDavid. Mark D for the Edmonton. Mitch Kukov has been looking great, and Leo and American League have some great future. I think I don't. He was L2 scratch or he was hurt again. Leo Carlson, Mr. Tap.
no, didn't he just score his first goal?
Yeah, but he does not
Yeah.
play tonight.
Oh, I think you know what? You might be right. I think he might be in a concussion protocol.
Really?
They may have. I think that's what I heard. I'm not 100% sure, but um, I thought I read it somewhere.
Yeah, I did not have him over there. The only thing I know is not on the lineup tonight, Mr. Tap. So,
Yes, so I'm sure it's precautionary though.
yeah, and Nicholas talk about the defenseman for them. Mintyukov, Mr. Tap, 90 minutes on the ice tonight. They put on the did not address tonight. Lacombe play with them. Another one over there. So but interesting. Now Boston Bruins score 3-1, Mr. Tap, tonight for the Boston Bruins. Boston Bruins, Mr. Tap, 5-0.
Yeah, but in all fairness, they haven't played very tough teams yet.
The Kings
I mean,
last night, Mr. Tap.
they've had this. Yeah, but I think the Kings could have probably had that game. They had some missed opportunities that I thought had they capitalized on, it would have been over a lot earlier. And that's one thing you can't do with Boston is give them a second and third opportunity because they could really hurt you.
Gary, talk about Joshua West still remind me of the Nicolas Kucherov. Nat said he's going to be a potential Kucherov. Try to find a player Mr. Enortap could be like Joshua Roy could be. I need to think about this for sure about that. Question, what is the real Vancouver? One night they look like a good team. The night they are outstanding 22 in the period. Yeah, the defensive goaltenders, defensive is a problem. Mark over there. They have the potential to score a lot of goal. My
They have
Bruins
that
always find a way to
inconsistency.
win. So again?
Yeah, they have that inconsistency, Mark, because was it Mark that asked the question? Yeah. Because they really, I mean, they have a good core of solid players led by Pedersen. But, and Demko, when he's on top of his game, he's excellent. But as coach mentioned, sometimes the defense really lets them down. And also their forechecking. Sometimes they are very lazy. They don't come back and pick up their man very quickly.
Yeah, sorry about that, Mr. Tap. It's time to move on. We are almost past the 11 o'clock. We didn't finish with this one. Montreal Canadiens guys play 4 games. Monday night, Buffalo. Tomorrow night, please join me live, 7 o'clock. Join me live Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And New Jersey Devils, back-to-back game for Montreal Canadiens. Mr. Tap, they start this in NHL this year. They have 60 game one night. They do this 4 times with ESPN Network. Tuesday night, this is the first of the 4 time. They start the game every 15 minutes. So 7 o'clock, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock, blah, 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 all night long. So I'll give it a shot for everybody watch the game. Montreal start the game Tuesday at 7:15, by the way. Thursday night, they play the Columbus Blue Jacket and Winnipeg Saturday night. By the way, the first game, Mr. Enortap, is in Buffalo, but the rest of the week is at home. So pay attention about that. People thinking of traveling, they are not. So they are New Jersey, Columbus. I believe Winnipeg is at home too. So just want to share with you. And when we do this, Mr. Enortap, we do the prediction of the week for the Montreal Canadiens. Week number 3. Mr. Enortap, you beat me and Marco week number 1. This week, you're still back on the leaderboard, Mr. Enortap. I believe you are 1-1, if I can recall it. But you're not the only one. Woody Snyder and Randy Walkman have a week of the 1-1 with the team. I'm not sure. I missed one here. It's Marco Larabie. I think he said 0-2 for the Montreal Canadiens. But this is what I got last week. We have another one. It's FP. I can't remember who it was. FP, Mr. Enortap. Usually it's Frankie. I don't know what's going on with Frankie Leonidis, but FP. So Francois Pitt. Here we go.
Oh, right. Yes.
It's Francois Pitt, ladies and gentlemen. So, Francois, you're the leaderboard. You finished the week with 1-1 last week. So, how this work, guys, is you gave us your prediction of the 4 games for the Montreal Canadiens, and you put this in the chat. You don't have to give us the score. Just give us who win. Is it Buffalo, New Jersey, Columbus, Winnipeg? Or you said that Montreal are going to be 0-0-1, or Montreal is going to be 0-0-3, whatever, 0-3-1, or 2-2, or 3-1. It's not a matter. I don't need to know who beat whatever it is. I just want to know the final record this week, ladies and gentlemen. Should give Primo the start against the Columbus. He has to give some problem. He will be away. I think, Mark, they're going to get a start if Montembeault struggle tomorrow night against the Buffalo, and the Boston Bruins Enortap game is over 3-1.
3-1, yeah, not surprising.
So Enortap, time your prediction. I know we're going to go with game by game with you, Mr. Enortap. So Mr. Enortap, you have to give me your game tonight. You don't have to give me score.
No. First of all, I think they'll come out 2-2 from this. And the Buffalo game is in Buffalo, but they usually play fairly well in Buffalo. So if they could steal a point there from Buffalo, possibly even two. But New Jersey will be a tough matchup because it's the next night, so I anticipate a loss there. And then they have Columbus, I believe, on Thursday, and that's in Montreal. And I think the expected goalie is Elvis. So for Columbus, so I'm going to take a victory there. And then finally, they're going to play Winnipeg on Saturday, but that's at home too. So that's good, but it's a big team. Oh boy, yeah. I don't know where they're going to get it, but I think they're going to go 2-2. I'm going to go with 2-2, Coach.
2-2 for Mr. Enortap. We have Mac D 1-3. Marc Elliott 2-1-1. François Pitt 1-3. Then we have Leon Renault 1-2-1. Down, is it down? I think it is. Dory, I apologize. I said down. Dory Funk 2-2, and Dan 2-2. And Jake McEnwee, Mr. Tap. Jake McEnwee is 1-3.
Oh, Jake, come on.
Do we have other people in the chat? Patrick Leblanc. Patrick, merci beaucoup, mon homme, to give you 3-1.
Losing versus Buffalo and winning 3 straight.
Sébastien go 2-1-1.
That's not bad. I could see that too. What is Coach going with?
They're going to lose at Buffalo, New Jersey, beat Columbus, and lose in overtime in Tap. So that gave me Coach 1-2-1.
Okay. So you're going with Gary.
Evan versus Sheffley, Marc Joliet. Gary Conway, here we go. Gary Conway, Mr. Tap, go one exactly like me.
Okay. It looks like Marco's in. Marco, give us your prediction this
the
week.
road at the Buffalo all-time. Montreal 51-68 on the road. Quick pop and they hit the likes. Marco, thanks so much to stop by. Marco, give us your result of the week for the Montreal Canadiens, if you don't mind. If it's okay with you, Marco. Marco, go 1-3. Here we go. Marco, 1-3. Marco, last week, I think you said 0-2. I don't reason. I did not know. So. I put H.
I think it was.
Look, 0-4.
I think Luke's gone 0 and something every week so far. Mon ami,
0-4 about that one over there. RG said the Eagles winning 31-17. So Tap have a really bad weekend prediction NFL. Maybe the worst of the season. I was at the top 5 of my league, and now I'm going to go down. It is what it is.
That's okay. It happens. Everybody has a bad week.
7 more weeks next week, Mr. Tap, about that one. The Philadelphia and Montreal on the top of the East at the end of the next week. Here we go about that one over there, Mr. Tap. What a great night. We turn around to be not too bad, Mr. Tap. We start with some difficulties, technical, about internet. I think, Mr. Tap, is really possible, Mr. Tap, is because of my browser.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. You had it on.
Because I never had no problem before that. Like, I did not change anything else. I just shut down this.
Right. Yeah. Oh. That's okay. We finally got through, Coach, and delivered the goods.
On the thing, the cap was slow. I agree with you, Marco. If I knew the recapture was so slow like this, Mr. Tap, I would go the same way like this with a W for the Montreal Canadiens. But it is what it is about that. What a great show, Mr. Tap, to be with us tonight on the Montreal Weekly Recap. Don't forget, the next night we're going to do a live streaming Montreal Canadiens commentary, and we'll go see possible you Wednesday with Marco Larabie for the Montreal Canadiens locker room report at the middle of the week. And that's what's going to happening, Mr. Tap, for the week of the Hockey Nation and the Hockey Nation live show. Until then, Mr. Tap, we want to remind you because you're the only one in the house. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Inside of you, Mr. Tap, you have greatness. We want to thank Patrick Leblanc, a new member or new subscriber of the show, Mr. Tap. Well done. I appreciate a lot. Too much cheese cookies on your browser about that one over there. Yes, honestly, it was for night. Thank you so much, Francois. We wish you an amazing, great week for Francois Pitt. We know he works on the week, Mr. Tap, but hopefully see him next weekend. Week for the Montreal. 8 weeks, active week for the Patrick, for the Montreal Canadiens. And for Wednesday, see you then, guys. I look forward to see you, Marco. We miss you, buddy. We appreciate a lot to what you do at the Hockey Nation, App Nation. We want to thank Mr. Tap, all the moderators. Tonight we have only Luciano, but he's always at the rendezvous at the Hockey Nation, App Nation. Luciano does a great job, Mr. Tap, with the Hockey Nation and the App Nation. And finally, we want to thank all the people click on the likes tonight, and all the people, all the members of the Hockey Nation show, and all the people show up every single night. You know who you are. We're really grateful and thankful from Mr. Tap and myself to see each one of you every night. Until then, Mr. Tap, we want to remind you one more thing. Be well, be healthy, and find a way not only to dominate your day, Mr. Tap, but find a way to dominate the rest of the second half of what?
You're 2023.
He did it again, Mr. Tap. An amazing, great night, sweet dream, and the Hockey National Show. And the Hockey National Show want to tell you, everybody, we love you, people. An amazing, great week, Mr. Tap.
Good night, Coach. Good night, Hockey Nation.
Thank you. What a great night of hockey. Luciano. Bonne nuit, Marc. RJ. Have a good night. Gary Cordoyer. KLS, merci beaucoup. Marco, have a good night. Patrick Leblanc, merci d'être avec nous. DF, thanks so much. François Pitt, have a good week. Luciano, Gary Cornoyer a little bit earlier in the house. We are N. Rabinov, Mac D. Nicholas was with us a little bit earlier. Dan was with us. Léon Renault, Luc Lavorson, notre ami Luc Lavorson, and RJ Calabro. What a great night, everybody. Look forward to see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time for another live streaming of the Hockey Nation, Montreal Canadiens play-by-play commentary. Until then, are you ready? Booyah!